I made a mistake. I made a big mistake. I counted out Colt Nichols before the season started. This isn't anything that I said publicly, but it's just something that I felt personally, that Nichols wasn't a championship contender, and I was wrong. I was definitely wrong. I guess I thought since he was coming off of an injury and he didn't do outdoors that he wouldn't be competitive, and I kind of forgot about him in a way. For some reason, I thought he hasn't been on the bike for that long, and it turns out he's been on the bike since September. I should have known all this. I'm a big fan of Colt. I should have known how long he's actually been on the bike and not just figured that, oh, he's coming off of an injury. He didn't do outdoors. He hasn't been on the bike that long. September, that's how long he's been on. That's plenty of time to be ready for Supercross. And maybe also because he wasn't part of that Yamaha, the Star Racing scrimmage video, Malcolm's GoPro video. He wasn't part of that. Looked like he was practicing starts or something, which is a little weird to me that he wasn't part of the scrimmage. So going into the championship, I thought it was going to be between Craig, Forkner, Lawrence, and Hampshire. I never had Nichols in the list for championship contenders. And again, I don't know why. Because he's 100% a championship contender and was 100% a championship contender going into the season. He's a contender now for sure after his result, but it's not because of his result that he's a contender. He was before the season started, and that was my mistake, was not considering him. His performance at H3, Houston 3, whatever you want to call it, was awesome. And I'm so glad that he actually got to showcase his speed, because with Forkner and Hampshire getting hurt, I thought it was going to be a 2-horse race for the championship. I thought it was just going to be Craig and Lawrence, and that was it. It was going to be them two fighting it out for the championship. And it's not like Colt's first 2 results were bad in the first 2 rounds to make me think that, because they were actually really good. He got a 3rd and then a 2nd. But they seemed like maybe they were a quiet 3rd and 2nd. I didn't pay enough attention to him. And I think that Colt may actually like that. He kind of likes being the dark horse, the underdog, whatever you want to call it, the guy that nobody really thinks is the guy, but in all reality, he is at least one of the guys. And now the championship is a 3-horse race. It could have been a 5-horse race, but unfortunately, with Forkner and Hampshire getting hurt, it's down to Craig, Nichols, and Lawrence. And if Nichols rides like he did at H3 for the remaining rounds, he's going to be pretty hard to beat. Because at the beginning of the race, when Craig got into the lead, I was thinking, oh, okay, well, Craig's just about to murk everybody in this race. It's not going to be competitive at all for first place. And when they were showing him, Craig looked amazing. He looked so fast. He looked like he did at Houston 1. It kind of solidified my thought that he was going to win easily. But then came Nichols towards the end of the race, putting in lap times that were almost a second to a second faster than Craig's a lap. And he looked amazing. He looked insane. Like I said, Craig, I thought, looked amazing. And then Colt was going a second faster a lap. That's that 1%. I've talked about that in a previous video. That 1% faster, that's all you need. And then he passed him, and he won the race. And he looked insane. Craig did end up getting the fastest lap. But if you look at lap times, it was one of the first laps, if not the first full lap of the main event. And Nichols' fastest lap was towards the middle. And then, like I said, at the end, he was going way faster than everybody. And now with Colt winning, he's got to share the red plate with Craig. They're tied for the points lead, and Jet is only 6 points behind. So both championships so far, 250s and 450s. It looks like it's shaping up to be a bit of a barn burner. It's going to be real competitive at the end. I hope so. I hope that it stays in this trend that we're starting off in of just super competitive races. In both classes, we've had 3 different winners in all 3 main events. And I hope next weekend it's 4 new winners in 4 main events and then 5. And I just hope that it stays on this path, and I hope the West Coast Series is like this also, because it's real exciting. I'm sure you guys agree, but this season is starting off to be pretty awesome. And I think what's crazy with this 250 East Championship, these 3 guys that are fighting for the championship, Craig had 1 win before this season. I think Nichols also only had 1 win before this season, and Lawrence never had a win until this season. So we have 3 dudes that are pretty new with being top dogs. And I think that's pretty cool. I like that a lot.